Hey everyone. So my brother Bruce Swartz has a very popular channel, 95,000 subscribers roughly on astronomy. And my brother has been on a weight loss journey for the past 2 months, going losing roughly 70 pounds. My brother is doing prolonged fasting sessions around sometimes 5, 7 days, it seems, with a brief refeeding period and then continuing on for another prolonged fast. And he seems to be doing this long stretch of a couple of days, refeeding on animal source nutrition. So whether it's eggs, beef, butter, cheese, things like that. And then he continues. When you are doing a prolonged fast, a quick explanation, this is not starvation. As long as you have some adipose tissue, some fat stores, the minute that you stop eating, you're going to consume all the glucose, the sugar that you might have. And this is including within your muscles some stored glucose. You go through all those glucose sugar stores. And then after sometimes up to 48 hours, 36 hours, you start really using fat as energy. And that's what the fat on your body is for. It's for when you don't have food. Now, um, you're not lacking any calories if you go on prolonged fasts, as long as you have the fat stores. The growth hormone is secreted when you're fasting as a signal not to eat muscle when there's still plenty of fat. That would be silly. You start producing ketone bodies, which is a byproduct of fatty acids. So we use fat, and we also change these fats into ketones that can fuel the brain. This gives enhanced cognition. Okay, so you're sharp as a whip. Your sympathetic nervous system will be, your fight or flight, your adrenaline system will be activated to give you the energy. So you have a clear mind, plenty of energy. You're not being starved of energy. You are able to, as well, recycle a lot of the proteins back into amino acids to reassemble them in the lysosome and to recycle a lot of these products and send them out. So, in a fasting state, we can go a very, very long time. My brother has inspired a lot of his viewers. And I'd like to give you just a quick guide to prolonged fasting. Okay, again, this is not comprehensive. This is like a quick setup because people are curious about what my brother is doing and how he's doing it. Not that my brother, now that it's been 2 months into it, can't explain it to his followers, but I took advantage. I hope Bruce doesn't mind to make this video so maybe he can post it and a lot of his viewers immediately can get started. I also have the Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern. This is a ketogenic, fasting, carnivore, low carb, omnivorous eating, diet, health, all that stuff. That's all on Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern on my channel every Monday. You'll see Bruce popping on, as well as other people that are on their weight loss journey, trying stuff with a low carb diet, some with ketogenic diets, some intermittent fasting, some like Bruce. Not often are prolonged fasters. Bruce is really stretching it 7 days at a time. He's losing that weight extremely rapidly. You can go as fast or as slow as you want. The most important is to understand a few of the molecules and things like that, going on a little biochemistry so that you understand what food does, different things, protein, fat, carbs, all these like biochemical, biological reactions, hormones and things like that, how they respond to the food that we eat. I can go through all of that, and I have been going through all of that in previous videos. We repeat the same thing in live stream. So if you're interested in a wide variety, that you can go as strict or as lenient as you want, but you can do it on your own terms and you can have success. So for specifically prolonged fast, first of all, if you're on any medication, especially medication to control blood sugar, diabetes medication, you're going to have to make sure that your physician is aware of your intentions, especially with insulin, things like that. So I am not giving medical advice. I'm just sharing for educational purposes my experience that I have researched, but you have to do your own research. Please don't take advice off a guy on the internet. That being said, I will say to the best of my knowledge, um, what is safe and what is effective. So again, when you stop eating, you're going to go through about 48 hours where your hunger is going to be quite intense. If you are a person that's regularly eating three meals, snacks, lots of carbohydrates in your diet, it will be extremely hard to get to the 48 hours fasted where your appetite will eventually uh, shut up. It'll go down as you start metabolizing your body fat. It's very hard for people that are coming from just random, standard eating, multiple meals, carbohydrates, things like that, to start prolonged fast. So what I do suggest is you start with intermittent fasting. You try and take all the food that you're presently eating, not switching anything up, and then squishing it into an 8 hour window. Instead of eating for 16 hours and sleeping for 8 and not eating then, what you're trying to do is you're trying to fast for 16 hours, meaning your last meal is at 6 p.m. By 6 a.m., you're already at 12 hours. Stretch that to 10 or 12. You've already done 16, 18 hours everyday fast. This will facilitate just by moving when you eat, not even changing what you eat. You will benefit just by the stretch of not eating, some weight loss. So you can start getting used to it this way, getting used to eating like every 24 hours. Then you can try and stretch it. Now I want to try and do a 48-hour fast, and then after you next week I want to try a 3 day and a four, and you can stretch yourself out that way. I find that going slow and gradual is like weight training. It's not too much of a shock. You get to feel, you get to get into it. Always stop your fast at any doubt that you're not feeling well. Just break that fast. Don't drink tons of water because that'll make you pee too much and you're just going to pee out all your electrolytes, and that's going to have some side effects. And you also, fasting doesn't mean fasting from water. That is a dry fast. I'm not advocating for that. I'm not getting into that. We are doing a water fast, drinking when we are thirsty, not necessarily overdoing it. The only thing that you would require, minus the medication that's a special issue that I just spoke about, I suggest to make things go smooth as possible is a multivitamin. Okay. And then after, I would take a pinch of salt with water in the morning and at night, not too much. It'll make you nauseous. If you have a symptom of dizziness, especially when going from sitting to standing, that is during a fast, especially because you're not used to being in this metabolic state called ketosis, where you're running on fat and things like that. So initially, while you're going through your sugar, you're losing a lot of weight, and a lot of that water is dragging some electrolytes. So just make things simple. Take a multivitamin, take a pinch of salt morning and evening, take another pinch of salt if you're feeling dizzy at all or lightheaded. That is a symptom of a lowish sodium level. Um, you're gonna you're gonna cover everything with that multivitamin. Besides that, for again running smooth, optional, I like doing magnesium sulfate because I find that you do get Charlie horses, and again, that is your magnesium running low. A multivitamin with the pinches of salt as needed twice a day, and then as needed if ever you get dizzy, is really only thing that you require. And you start doing your fast, maybe it's like I said, a couple of 24 hours, get used to daily intermittent fasting. Now, that being said, it is a lot easier to do prolonged fasting if you do a low carbohydrate diet, especially if you do a very low carbohydrate diet, which is called a ketogenic diet, which induces, because of the carbohydrate, the glucose restriction, induces a metabolic condition called ketosis, where you're running on fat for energy, and that fat is being changed into ketones, another source of energy used in by your body, especially your brain. Um, Other people that want to benefit from fasting and just cannot handle the hunger and keep on breaking their fast, what you can do is you can add fat. So you can start by acclimating your body, adapting your body to more and more stretches of fasting by trying to do the fast and then eating fat only if you can't handle the hunger. So you'd have as many egg yolks, for example, as you want. Have a spoonful of butter. I don't care. Bacon, a couple of strips of bacon. Hover around the fat, and then after eat that. If it's gives you satiety, great. Pretend it never happened and continue. Try and do the fast. It happens again, eat fat. Happens again, eat fat, but continue on. So what happens is that if you are already severely carbohydrate restricting, you're restricting the carbs, the pasta, rice, grains, legumes, and stuff like that, you will basically be in ketosis. People eat ketogenically, very restricted in carbs, slightly higher in fat. And this, in a way, mimics the metabolic condition of fasting. When you're fasting, you're not eating, there's no sugar flying around, you're not ingesting protein, you got fat from your body trickling around in the ketones, the insulin's low. Um, when you start eating fat and protein and restricting carbs, you enter ketosis, which is the same state that you enter when you're not eating any food at all, except with eating fat and protein from animal food. Entering ketosis, you're fast mimicking. It's like the same things flying through keto diet. Insulin's low. There's no sugar flying around besides the amount that we produce. As a side note, remember I was saying the pathways, the growth hormone, the sympathetic nervous system, the fat metab, you know, basically all of these things. It's a process that is just driven by itself. So if you're interested, you want to get into fasting, I would try and start really reducing the carbohydrates for about 2 weeks. Okay, so eating animal food, side dishes of fruits and vegetables, get used to that for a bit. Then, after, if you want to start your fast, I would do 48 hours of only consuming fat and then trying to start a true fast without even fat, but still taking fat. If you want to get to 7 days and you can't get to 7 days and you want the benefits of weight loss as well as the healing benefits, then slip in fat as a way of adapting yourself. And before you know it, you'll be able to be banging out 3 day fast, 5 day fast, 7 day fast, and things like that. Again, fasting has its benefits. If we overdo it, and eventually there's no more benefits, and if we push that even further, we can have, there's dangers to it, and then you start having bad effects. So it's important not to be extreme. It's important to have a couple of days of fasting and then refeeding. And I suggest, especially if you're doing this for weight loss, the refeeding, again, you're concentrating on animal source nutrition, eggs, beef, chicken, pork, cheese, whatever is animal food sources, just refeed with that. So again, water fast means you drink a normal amount of water, you don't drink too much, and you don't do a dry fast. You take a multivitamin, you keep things going smoothly with salt in the morning, salt in the evening, with salt as needed. If you're getting dizzy or lightheaded, Charlie horses, just take magnesium sulfate with it. That's pretty much it. Eat small meals, test yourself out. A 3 4 day fast, your stomach, if you overdo it, it'll feel like it's gonna burst. Take it easy. Okay. I usually have 2 3 raw eggs, drink it down, or you can have another egg, something. Take it easy. Refeeding, start slow, and over 2 periods. I think that it should be, let's say you fast 2 days, right? Then you refeed at least a 1-to-1 ratio, 5 day fast, 5 days refeeding. There's nothing written in stone, but just balance out, understand that you're doing the healing part, the cleaning part with the fasting, but you also want to give your body the proper material when you are refeeding so it can build your body and renovate it appropriately and you're giving it the right stuff. All right. Thanks a lot. See you soon, guys. Bye.